Shalom Yashrala, this is your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakodash, the bonus to the apostles and elders of great millstone that taught us this truth and ever will. And citation, much love for you, I can pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. And so I want to jump into this here lesson real quick, which is speaking on, about how our people are liking to be led astray, all right, with these smooth words by these people that are out here leading our people astray with different doctrines and ideologies and things like that. And even now with this here certain scenario, which, we have to tread lightly around because, they like hitting you for these, how they call it, misinformation things nowadays, which is crazy because we go into the Bible and we pull it out what's in the Bible. But again, since it's not going towards your narrative, all right, you have all eyes on Israel at this point in time. All right, and Esau's doing, just as a side note, man, because we see it's going on, with these certain things is that, they'll come and they'll take down your videos and things like that, quoting misinformation. All right, and I don't want to keep saying that because I don't want this video taken down. But nevertheless, you you can see a couple of my videos didn't got hit. But speaking on just some of these things, and especially piggybacking off of this or landbacking off of this here situation with these couple Jake celebrities. All right, one that plays shooting balls in the hoops, and then the other one that be on rocking the mic. Pretty much, we'll just leave it like that. But anyway, dealing with these here, conversational talking points and everything else like that, starting to become clear and obvious about this here, this here fire has started to spread, like a wildfire, and with that, Esau comes in instead of trying to shut us up like he wants. What he has to do is what they call control the narrative. So they'll go out there and they'll put out a certain piece of here and there or promote certain pieces. Not saying that the Esau is actually behind this here documentary that came out, but hey, because there's a lot of different people that somewhat try to teach what we teach, all right, but they don't have the 100% truth. But as we see, Esau will allow certain groups to get airplay, all right, and certain people to get airplay. Like when it comes to this guy with this here documentary, all right, we see how they've been pushing and promoting this here documentary. Now I started watching a little bit of this documentary and, just started seeing a lot of the different fallacies inside of it and everything else like that, But it's like, hey, and one thing I picked out about that, like, man, you spending so much time going into this damn documentary. Why don't you just go into the scriptures? Because the scriptures break all this here stuff down. You don't have to go with this scientific, all this and that. People say, why wouldn't you want the scientific stuff? Well, because the scientific stuff that they going into can all be flawed. All right, like the scriptures say, our spirit beareth witness with the spirit that we are the children of the Most High. There's a description, something about giving a description about something or somebody, that, to give you a prime example, you say, there's a criminal that did something, right? Now, the criminal's name, let's just say the criminal's name is Thomas Friedman, right? You describe it to the police, yeah, the criminal is Thomas Friedman and so on and so forth. Now, the police pull you over, right, and then ask you for your name. It's easy for him just to give a different name, all right? But it's hard for them to sit there and be like, well, what did he give us a description? Well, he was a white guy about 7 feet, or 6'7". He was wearing a purple polo. He had a green mohawk, all right? He had tattoos all over his neck. All right, and he had a blue backpack on or something like that. And now you riding down the street and you see this here description of a person. Again, now he can tell you his name is whatever he wants to tell you, produce a fake ID. But hey, if you fit that description, all right, it's kind of hard to, how do I say, shimmy your way up out of it. Yeah, of course, we're not getting too deep in it. Yeah, you can change your clothes and your look and that, but just, using an example, like some shit just happened, you know what I'm saying? You're looking for somebody in the vicinity. All right, or you looking for a car? Well, yeah, it was a green Toyota Corolla, you know what I'm saying, with some gold Daytons on there, you know what I'm saying? He was just seen around here 2 minutes ago. Y'all seen him? Now all of a sudden the police get behind you. Well, hey, bro, your car fit the description. It's not like, a generic car. So, hey, going into these things, it's easier just to go into the scriptures to find out who we are about these different things. But looking at this controlled opposition and seeing the, not really the accept. Well, you do have a lot of our people accepting a lot of this here stuff and jumping on the bandwagon with these things, but then you also have the backlash of it. But then you also see, groups like, and I kind of spoke on this as well too over the weekend, but and whatever, we're not gonna get back into that topic. But nevertheless, the guys I'm talking about in the purple and the gold, right? And we know, what I'm saying about, and there's nothing wrong with if you first coming into this here truth, all right, listening to them. All right, and just finding out that you Jake, because they will tell you that you Jake, but when they get to a deeper scenario about, when, like the scripture say, feed, you don't feed them with steak, basically, you feed them with milk before the meat, all right, they're going to choke on it. So yeah, I mean, you first come into this here thing, you first find out that you're an Israelite and everything, Deuteronomy 28 and 68, yeah, it's fine that they tell you about that and everything else like that, but we know on a deeper level about a lot of these different things, and just looking at the narratives and how things is going, and if you can understand what happened with them over at the game and everything else like that, and how they was out there and showing us here movement and everything else like that, and their solidarity, and how they keep talking about it on the news. And it's funny because they can talk about it, but with their narrative. But when we bring out these things, all of a sudden, oh, this is misinformation, or this is going into some other stuff. But nevertheless, the point is that our people are easily swayed with these things, and we see how this here narrative is being taken off because if anything, you're sowing more confusion than actually truth in this here scenario right now, man. All right, you got more Jake becoming more and more confused, even with this here documentary thing, and then you got these other channels that I don't know if they just now popping up or wherever they coming from, but speaking about us going back to Africa and everything else like that, and fleeing up out of America and everything. But these people don't understand, the foundations, the basics, man. All right, what do you call like the curses that's on us that's gonna follow you no matter where you go to, you be destroyed. So there's no escaping this, man. All right, this is what you have to be saved from. This is what you have to be delivered from. All right, Yahushua has to do that, and this is what these people are missing out on, man. All right, but nevertheless, I'm gonna just go ahead and jump into some scriptures here because this is how our people are, man. All right, they jump at everything that's sweet, that's moving, but then they don't want to get the depth of the things that's actually going on. They don't want to go to the real prophets and find out what's really, really going on about these things, man. And then at the same time, Esau not putting the apostles of Great Millstone on TV and everything else like that, and putting they GMS up on a map and everything else like that, man. Nah, they out there, putting other groups out there where you have a large militant presence and everything else like that. You know what I'm saying? They deepen their numbers and they have their little uniforms. So somebody that with a so-called untrained eye, seeing all these Jakes all of a sudden coming up, and they all in these little, in a uniform, put it in a, again, I'm using an unlearned eye, point of view, for people who don't know about, the Israelites and then the camps and everything else like that. All of a sudden, all they see is a bunch of dudes in matching outfits. And, when you see a group of people in matching outfits, what do you call that? You call that a uniform. So now they seeing all these Jakes that's out there hollering, hooting and hollering and everything. What are they going to start thinking? Oh, they getting a little militant out there, It wouldn't have surprised me if they would have had the ISUPK out there, you know what I'm saying? Or any of these other groups or any other little plants that they may put up and put out on the board. But nevertheless, this is we're starting to see how these things are starting to lead our people astray with these things and these different groups. Hey, but we know the backdrop of these things. But hey, ultimately it's all in the spirit that the Most High is, casting another big net. All right, scooping up his elect and then throwing the rest of them back out there, man. All right. But going into Isaiah 30:9, it says, this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord. And, like I was saying about that one documentary and everything else like that, man, a lot of the different things that they was trying to debate, like, bro, you can just go in the scriptures and get that, and that'll be it. You don't have to go into all of this and that and so on and so forth because, hey, I can give you, a counter argument to the things that you're saying just by using the scriptures. Oh, these people had to be these people because they spoke a similar language. Well, before the Tower of Babel, we was all speaking the same language. So what the hell does that really mean? You know what I'm saying? But again, these are the people that they're using to lead our people, giving them this here ammo. They're not giving them the real truth, all right? Because, hey, when you bring out the real truth and these real precepts, man, you can't refute these things, man, all right? Verse 10, it says, which say to the seer, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit. And this is another thing they don't want to get into, prophecy, man. And now all of this here stuff that's going on, nobody really speaking about prophecy. All right, they just going into just certain little things, and they able to use these, I don't even know how I want to use this terminology, this against them type terminology against them and everything else like that. I'm like, nah, man, we just, the counter argument to that is, no, bro, we going into prophecy. This is what the Bible said. Thus saith the Lord, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, and these things are going to happen. All right, this, hey, if that's who y'all are, then that's who y'all are. And if this isn't who you are, if the shoe fits, then wear it. But if we ain't, if that ain't you, then it shouldn't affect you, man. All right, you don't believe that you Esau Edom, it shouldn't bother you. Then if we talking about this is what's happening in Esau Edom, man. All right, and if you don't believe that you Esau Edom, that's fine by you. You go mind your, but this don't pertain to you. Then you know what I'm saying. But and why don't y'all just keep it like that? Unless how they say, hit dogs holler. If you believe that that's you and everything, then of course you're gonna feel a certain type of way. But hey, we know that they're not gonna accept the fact that that's who they are. They because that will go against their whole little shebang. But nevertheless, hey man, they don't want to go into these here prophetic things because another thing, speaking on like again when I was speaking over this over the weekend at camp about some of these things that they were saying and not getting too far into it because this video taken down. But matter of fact, I'm gonna just bring out the precept, all right, and I'll let you, Daniel 9 and 12 actually, all right, and I'll just leave it at that. Again, I don't want them to be hitting my channel, but Daniel 9 and 12, it says, and he hath confirmed his words which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven hath not been done as have been done unto Jerusalem. So, the worst things on the planet Earth has been done unto what? To Jerusalem, the children of Israel. All right? The worst atrocities in the whole wide world have been done unto the children of Israel. Now, whoever that may be, look around. Again, this is a description. All right, look around the world and see what the most horrific thing that has ever been done to humankind on the face of the earth. That's the children of Israel. Now, I'll leave it at that. You figure out who it's talking about, man. All right, because, again, like I said, they like to sit here and try to, oh, this is misinformation, this and that, talking about these, whatever, man. All right, that's on y'all. But at the same time, you can't refute these things, man. Now, if you do, now, we could be pulling that anti against us terminology because, oh, y'all trying to, how do I say, y'all trying to not acknowledge our history, not acknowledge our past and the hurt that we went through and the trauma and the pain, and y'all just want to look over. These are the type of things that led us to these things in the begin with. This is how, Jake got scattered into the four corners of the earth on cargo slave ships. All right, but again, not getting too far into these things because, like I said, they up in their feelings. Hey, but like the scriptures say, man, the word is sharper than a two-edged sword, man. This is why they have to go in and try to attack these types of videos when you bring out this type of stuff, man. All right, because anybody that's got two pieces of sense was looking into their mind like, well, this is their story, and this is, you guys' story. It's not what you made up, but we know about history. You know what I'm saying? And hey, well, let's just say the history was about these things was all made up on either side. What happened to them and what happened to us. Let's just say it was both sides was made up. Let's say it was both real. Either way, which story was a worse atrocity happening to which group? All right, but again, hey, I wasn't in neither one, so I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But, this is what y'all tell us. But, we got to be with the semantics with this stuff, man. We know what the hell done happened, man. All right, but getting still, they want to try to hit these videos with that, but whatever, man. I'm going to just stick to the scriptures because, hey, that's where, it really cuts them when you go into these things. These aren't our words. These are their words, all right? Or this is the words of the Lord. Daniel 9 and 12, and he hath confirmed the words which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us by bringing upon us a great evil. All right, just like he said he was going to scatter us into the four corners of the earth, into all nations, being a fierce nation upon us. All right, they was going to sell our sons and our daughters into captivity. All right, he was going to spread us far away from our homeland and everything else like that, man. These things has actually happened unto the children of Israel, man. All right, so, hey, the worst atrocities happened unto the children of Israel, and it's been happening unto them for thousands of years. All right, not just in one event, but throughout all of history, man. All right, in massive amounts of numbers, hundreds of millions of people, man. All right, and they're still in this condition unto the same very day. They don't have power to even speak up on their own atrocities as things is going on to them today, man. They're even being called out in a time where they're supposed to be free. They're supposed to have the freedoms of all these different things. We can't even speak about our own oppression, the things that's been done unto us. When we talk about our history, we got to remember everybody else's history, and we got to so-called, uphold their history and everything else like that. But when we talk about the things that's happened unto us, you know what I'm saying? We can't speak about these things, man. All right, but yet and still, not trying to get too far off topic because, like I said, that's kind of got me in trouble already. But hey, to hell with them, man. This truth gonna come out, and hey, if you don't like it, this proof is in the pudding, man. All right, but going back into this here scenario, let me go back to that Isaiah 30 real quick. All right, because hey, our people like to be led astray. All right, I already read it, verse 10. We'll read it again. It says, let's go to 9. This is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit. So, our people like to hear more of, either feel good stuff, entertainment stuff, the drama and everything else like that. But when it comes out to this hardcore truth, all right, they don't want to hear about these things, man. All right, they don't want to hear about, what happened to us for breaking the law, statutes, commandments. They just want to hear about how we're going to be so-called glorified. They just want to hear about the smooth things and how everybody's going to get along and so on and so forth. But they don't want to hear the bitter truth of the things that then happen, all right? And this is why they go to these people. Well, we can go up actually a little bit, but I can actually read verse 1 through 3. It says, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin unto sin." And again, this is going to go into the leaders of Egypt, but hey, they go into the people that's being set up by Egypt, man, by the Pharaoh, man, to sell our people out. All right, the add sin unto sin. You so-called wake up, but you wake up to a whole nother nightmare, man. All right, you woke up to something, but you still far away from the truth, man. You waking up to you, an Israelite, calling on the name of Yahuwah, you know what I'm saying? Calling, how they say, Most High in Christ. All right, all kind of crazy madness that they got going on. The chariots ain't real. You know what I'm saying? They flea doctrine. Let's go back to Africa type thing. Like, when the hell did we ever say that we was, that was our land? You know what I'm saying? But hey, you don't go back to the foundations, man. All right, but getting still, hey, these are our people and who they love listening unto, man. Verse 2, it says, "That walk to go down to Egypt and have not asked in my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to the trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion." Hey, because ultimately these people going to wind up thinking that they got some kind of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding about these things, but wind up falling right back to sleep or find themselves in a deeper hole than where they began at, man. All right, not knowing, like, you know what, I woke up to I'm an Israelite, but see, now you got confusion amongst these different teachers out here. Oh, yeah, the chariots ain't real. This group talking about chariots. This group talking about thermonuclear missiles. This group talking about, nah, bro, we supposed to be finding out that we Israelites and just living over here and living in prosperity, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? What about this place being destroyed? What about the missiles? What about the Lord coming to deliver us and all these different things? Oh, there ain't going to be no second coming. The second coming is us waking up. All kind of bullshit, all kind of madness. Oh, we're going to go back to Africa. We got to go buy some land in Africa and everything else like that, man. So what, World War III not going to take place now? You know what I'm saying? Oh, World War III going to take place. We just going to be living in Africa and Esau just going to fall over there. And then all of a sudden we're going to just, what's going to happen at that point in time, man? All right, but these people, they don't have a sure foundation in any of these things, man. All right, they're just bandwagoners jumping on the scene because of, matter of fact, stay in this Isaiah real quick. Let me see. Matter of fact, let me start up a little bit in verse 13. It says, Isaiah 9:13, it says, "For the people turneth not unto him that smiteth them, neither do they seek the Lord of hosts." All right, because they want to hear smooth things, right? They don't want the bitter truth. All right, therefore, they go to these smooth talking people to tell them about certain things. You know what I'm saying? The science say that you Jake, and everything else like that, and we from Africa and these dialects, we need to go back to Africa, and that's all you got to do is just find out that you Jake and just move to Africa or some shit like that, man. Or just set up your own little Jake community and get married, and that's just it, man. All right, well, what about Jacob's trouble, man? What about the RFID chip, the hour of great temptation? What about all these different things that's prophesied in the scripture to happen before, we actually be put into that position of power, man? They're not telling you about none of these things to prepare you for these things, man. But look, this is all going to come as a swelling breach, man. We could have kept reading out in Isaiah 30, would have talked about that, man. All right, matter of fact, let me go back to that real quick because, see, this is how it's going to hit their ass, man. All right. Isaiah 30 and where was we at? 10? Let's go to 11. Well, let's start back at 10. It says, "What say to the seer, see not, unto the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit." So they don't want to hear about prophecy and the things that's coming to pass. "Get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Wherefore, thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye have despised this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and to stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out of a high wall, whose breaketh cometh suddenly at an instant, and he shall break it as the breaking of a potter's vessel that is broken in pieces, and shall not spare, so that there shall not be found in the bursting of the sherd to take fire from the hearth, and to take water without the pit." All right, so basically it's gonna come to you as a breach. You're trying to hold up a wall from falling over on top of you, man. Eventually, all that weight's gonna fall down on you, man. All right, but look, this is how it's gonna hit you like a ton of bricks, because once you start finding out, oh, we was misled about this, we was misled about that, and then what you gonna do, man? They're not telling you about, again, they're not prophesying to you the truth about things. Jacob's trouble. In the midst of Jacob's trouble, you may be tempted with the great temptation to come upon the whole earth to take that RFID chip. That no man may be able to buy or sell, say if he have the mark. Then you wind up taking that shit. Find out that all of a sudden, oh shit, we need salvation. We need to be saved to get up out of here. Well, how do we be saved? Well, we can't be saved. First of all, we calling on the wrong name. What's his name? All right, then we can't. We have to find out that now all of a sudden we can't be saved because we didn't took this here RFID chip, which is the MOTB. You find out about all those different things, then all of a sudden it's just like, damn, I've been led astray the whole damn time, man. I thought that I woke up to the truth. I thought this was the truth and everything else like that. But guess what? You was led astray. Let's get back to that. Isaiah 9. All right. Gonna start up at 13. The point is in verse 16. All right. It says, "For the people turneth not unto him that smiteth them, neither do they seek the Lord of hosts." Again, they don't want to go to the foundations of these things, man. Go back to the scriptures of these things, man. They want to hear smooth things, whatever you telling them, right? Therefore, the Lord will cut off from Israel head and tail and branch and rush in one day. The ancient and the honorable, he is the head, and the prophet that telleth lies, he is the tail. It says, "For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed." All right. So, hey, these people are causing you to err. The leaders that are leading you. All right. And who are the people flocking to when they find out about these things? Oh, they seeing, the purple and gold guys out there and everything else like that. They flocking to them. They seeing this here documentary that's going out. Oh, they flocking to them and their ideologies and everything else like that. Now, all of a sudden, you get a big uptick in views in your channel. Now, all of a sudden, you want to start making videos now. Now, you want to just start going, because you've already taken a bag. They'll sit there and punish, certain people from talking about it. But they don't punish the people that's going up. Like, look, we're going to give you this here bag. Now, when people start asking you about this stuff, push this here doctrine. Or go on your channels and start pushing this here doctrine. We'll leave your video up. You can keep making money off of this from Amazon and all these different things going on. But, hey, as far as telling them the truth, hey, lead these people this way. You can tell them this and that. Even boosting up their head. Maybe they don't go to them that direct. Maybe they just go and feed them bad information, make them feel like that they're on the right path. But look, man, the Lord is far from them, man. But guess what? It's our people that like these type of things because, hey, man, the apostles of Great Millstone have been out there, for a long time, man, prophesying. There's been videos after videos of videos. But guess what? They don't want to listen unto the Lord, rebuking them through those men, all right, because of the way that they say certain things. Comparing it to Kevin Samuels, a lot of these women, they would say, well, it's not what he said, it's how he said it. You know what I'm saying? He was using this harsh term. Yeah, I know what he was saying was the truth. I know what I was doing was fucked up, and I should be taking responsibility and accountability for what I was doing. But he shouldn't have said it to me that way. If he would have came and said it to me, all, yes, Queen. Well, you know what, Queen? You need to do this, and that, Queen, and everything. Then I would have accepted him. But nah, because he told me that, this type of way, we don't want to hear it. All right, but yet and still, hey, man, these are our people. They're quick to be led astray. All right, they're quick to how do I say quickly jump onto these, how do I put it? Get caught up into the sweet, they say there's a terminology they say it's like you catch flies easier with honey, all right, than bitterness. So, basically it's easier to catch people with this sweet, swelling talk more than just giving them the bitter hardcore truth, man. But yet and still, these are our people and these are who they're cleaving into, man. But look at the leaders that are leading them, man. All right, they're being led, we can also read that in Isaiah 3, but about the women that lead them. And children are their oppressors and things like that. But going into the women, hey, women lead by what? Emotions, man. Telling you sweet shit, but then that ain't never the truth, man. All right, you try to, even try to holler at women and stuff. You take a game from a woman on how to get with women. They tell you all the type of shit to make them feel good. That sound good to them to make them feel good and play with their emotions. But guess what? They don't never get with none of them type of guys that's like that. Now, they'll tell you this shit because it sound good unto them. I want a guy to do this. I want a guy to do that. They speak with their emotions, but guess who they not actually going to get with? Those types of guys. But these are the type of people that are leading us. They'll sit there and tell you all kind of sweet and swelling things that don't benefit you. And guess what? They wind up in a damn pit. Hey, the blonde leading the blonde. But nevertheless, I just wanted to touch in on that a little bit. I was going to get into a little bit more of some of this, correcting some of this flea doctrine and everything else like that. But, just getting, going in spirit about these people that's leading us astray. And, just thinking about how the fact of the matter, like I said, they'll come and strike down your damn videos or hit you with a misinformation situation because you speak on certain things and stuff like that. Hey, because what? Truth is coming out, man. All right, you know what I'm saying? You go out and prophesy maybe an hour, 2 hours or something like that. Then all of a sudden they want to, oh, well, yeah, you can't say this, you can't say that about these things because why? That truth is coming out, man. All right, hey, you don't even get a whole lot of views on your channel or nothing like that. But, hey, one view is too much. But then they'll put a false narrative out where thousands and thousands and thousands, if not millions of people start looking up and searching for this here misinformation and everything else like that. And they'll constantly, oh, well, they tweeted this here video. Like, wait. You talking about a video that he tweeted. How many people was actually following this nigga on Twitter like that? Comparably to how many people done heard about this shit on the damn news. All right, I can speak for certain type of people who are of a certain type of age that it ain't got no goddamn Twitter, man. They ain't listening to no Twitter, but guess what? They sitting there tuning in to ESPN all goddamn day long, hearing ESPN talk about this here goddamn documentary. Now all of a sudden they look, well, what the hell is this all about? Now they didn't found out about the truth, man. All right, but look, but did they really find out about the truth, or did they find out by being misled by, these false leaders, man? But I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Like I said, I was going to go speak on a different topic, but hey, the Spirit had me go down this here way. But, Salaki for my, how I say, speaking with a little bit of an attitude in this scenario. But, hey, and ultimately through the Spirit, the Lord told us about these types of things about, family of the word, and, they was going to hate you for my name's sake. But hey, man, this is becoming ridiculous, man. All right, that the truth can't come out, but you can have these people being put on the news from these other groups that we know is misleading our people, man. So that, hey, if you're going to wake up to this and you're going to follow a group, follow these people, watch these people, and everything else like that. But hey, man, it is what it is, man. The Lord does the sifting, and the Lord does the calling, and the Lord does the election, man. So hey, with that, I'm gonna say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rakakudash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth and never will. And citation and much love for you. I can push this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth, and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.